Thanks for joining. Good afternoon and welcome to the PD Coordinator webinar. Today is January 9th and my name is Olga Escamilla and I am one of your hosts, and I also have my colleague Wayne Crandall, and he will be with us today. He is our co-host, and we also have all of our staff to cover all the slides with us, and we will be introducing them as we get to the slides. So today is National Balloon Ascension Day. We have a lot of national days. I like to let everybody know. Today's National Balloon Ascension Day, National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And I like this one because I used to work at a hospital when I was going to college as was a PBX operator. What is that? And there was a lot of security guards, and they were off for part-time, doing that part-time because they were law enforcement, and they would say, yeah, they would always say, we're lousy till they need us. And I'm like, well, so sorry. But today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so appreciate your law enforcement. Then we have today's National Apricot Day. How many of you like apricots? Me, dried. I like dried apricots, by the way. So I'm not seeing the chat, but because I vowed not to, so I won't look at it. But Wayne, do we have anyone?
Jam.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking about peach jam recently, but apricot will do. And today is also National Static Electricity Day. So if I didn't have my hair tied back, it might be National Static Electricity Day for my hair. So that's all I could think of. So today is also National Day of Mourning for former President Jimmy Carter. So thank you. Those are just some bits of information. So let's continue. So I'm just seeing there's still some individuals coming in. So welcome again to the PD Coordinator webinar. And I'm here, everyone here. Hi. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera, and then we will continue with the presentation or sharing of information. So as always on our agenda, we have updates from the DEPDC. We have new training, conferences, and statewide events. Then we'll cover the monthly webinar series announcements, the testing updates, the PD portal announcements, and then we will have PD coordinator time. So remember that our PD coordinator time is where we can share any questions we have. And please don't be afraid to share, because this is where we learn new things based on other people's questions we're afraid to ask. So let's start off with our updates from the DEPDC. I believe, Ashley, you are up.
Yes, you can just go to the next slide. Hello, welcome everybody. Happy New Year. Some of these are just a reminder from the previous month. We are still seeking and will continue to seek adult ed contractors for the distance education and digital literacy project and training opportunities. So if you know anybody interested, this goes for not just training, but also sometimes we have curriculum and content development opportunities come up, especially right now. We're super busy right now, but so if you're interested, even if we don't have something now, we would love to get your name and information in our database so that we can get some contract work headed your way. So whether it's you or somebody else, just submit an application and we will get you in our database. Next slide. We still have a call for proposals. We extended a little bit just because I haven't had a time to even really look at them since the new year kind of snuck up on me here. So we extended it till tomorrow. So please, 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 if you know anybody who is expert distance learning and or technology, digital literacy, please have them submit a proposal for this year's DLTI, which will take place April 24th and the 25th. Presenters will be in person. This year, we're going to be in Houston. This is our 10th year, believe it or not. So please submit that proposal. Look, my little graphic there says November 22nd. That was really ambitious. So, that's how I am. But anyway, it's creeping up on us now. So please get that into us as soon as possible. Thank you. Next. We have tomorrow, our friends at EdTech at World Ed are doing their EdTech strategy session at 12 p.m. Central Time. This one's going to be cool to see, I think, because they've put together a crash courses for teacher professional development, which I haven't had a chance to look at, and they were telling me about it months ago. And so I'm excited to kind of check it out because I like things that are fast and, I like those mini lessons. So I'm pretty excited to see it. And also developing multimedia learning materials using AI. So they've got, I think everybody knows Rachel Riggs, and I know the other person, I can't think of her name, but they're both awesome. So it's probably going to be a good, really engaging session and discussion session. So if you have time tomorrow, you might want to check that out. Next, please. And then on January 23rd, there's going to be a session done by Links, the Integrating Technology Group. This is going to be expanding horizons of digital literacy and technology. This is going to bring together some of the EdTech, World Ed people again, along with some other leaders in digital literacy. So I believe Nell Eckersley is going to be there amongst some others with COABE, who get together every year. We get together about 3 times a year on Links. But this collaborative coffee break session, these coffee break sessions are always fun. They're all very discussion based, so it's kind of very informal. You can, kick back and learn from each other, share what you know, and and others share what they know. But anyway, insights address challenges and shape the future of adult education technology with expert presenters and community feedback. That will be from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I think somebody's dropping in the chat these links for me. Thank you. I think I only have like a couple more slides, maybe 1 or 2. Just my monthly reminder, again, free digital literacy curriculum is still available to all Texas adult education providers. If you feel or you distance learning or anybody comes to you and feels like they just don't know how to utilize this, please come to us, reach out to us. Because we have North Star Digital Literacy as well as Computer Essentials by Essential Ed. These are both free digital literacy curriculums that are given to the entire state of Texas for our AEL programs. So please let us know because we are here to provide training to you. So if you are having problems integrating or you just don't know how to utilize them, let us know. You can call our call center or more importantly, it would be great if you contacted your PD specialist and requested a training through them because we are starting to do trainings like that more frequently. I think that might be my last one. Oh, I forgot there's one last one. I don't usually do this. So we had a change in plans because our distance learning leads meeting is usually the first Tuesday every month, but this month we are going to do it next week. So if you could let your distance learning leads know that this month I'm about to send out this announcement as well, but this month only, distance learning leads meeting will be on Tuesday next week at 2:00 p.m. But they will continue being, at least for this year, to the end of the program year. They will be the first Tuesday of each month, and that will start in February. That's it for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. So at this time, we have questions and answers. If anyone has any questions about the information that was just covered, let us know. Any questions so far, Wayne?
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and continue, but if you do have questions, please do place them in the chat and we will respond to them accordingly. So we'll go ahead and move on to new training, conferences, and statewide events. And first up is Paula Bauer.
Thank you, Olga. This is a very busy slide because there's a lot going on, and it's a lot that Literacy Texas is sponsoring all over the state of Texas. I think I'm going to go left to right. You'll see at the very bottom of the left-hand corner the link. You can find out any of the information just by going to that link. And Wayne put that in the chat pod. Thank you so much. So first of all, let's start with the conference. The annual conference will be in August, the very first part of August, August 4th through 6th. Right now, the registration's not there. Just might want to mark your calendars that it's going to be those 2.5 days. Then they'll go to the middle, which is the Far West Regional Symposium, which is in a couple of weekends on January 23rd and January 24th, which is a Thursday and Friday. It'll be hosted in El Paso. Registration's free. It's just getting there and staying there that you would have to foot the bill for. But it'll be at the Athletic Community Learning Center. And going on to the far right, you've got 2 more regional literacy symposiums coming up. One is in South Texas. That's in Edinburgh. It's on a Saturday on the 22nd of February. And the very next weekend, they have one in Longview on February 28th. It's the East Texas Literacy Symposium out in East Texas. And again, those registrations are free. It's just getting there and staying that you foot the bill for. So please tell your nonprofit, volunteer, community-based organizations about these upcoming conferences. Then the Zoom meetings are free to anyone. They would like you to register. You got one on the 30th of January, which is Best of Texas. It's workforce literacy. That looks like a very good online webinar. And then February 18th, What Leaders Need is just a series they're doing, and they're going to concentrate on nonprofit finances on the 18th of February. And March 6th is the Expert Edge Community Collaboration, which is always a good one to attend to. That'll be from 1 to 2:30. The nonprofit finances, the time has not been announced yet, but if you'll go to that link, you can find information on all of these events. Thanks, Olga.
Thank you, Paula. Great info. Next, we have Dr. Glenda Rose.
Sure, I can do this one. Hi, everybody. AALPD, which is your Professional Development Association. It's the professional development organization for professional developers in adult education. They are offering at the end of this month a webinar on IET development, implementation, and scaling, and they're specifically looking at the models for professional development for those situations. So this one I thought might be good for any of you, and if you're not a member of AALPD, I encourage you to join. It is free currently, although they are discussing adding a membership fee, so now would be the time to join. But you can see the information there, and they have put the link if you want to register for that. It's in the chat.
Thank you, Dr. Rose. All right, we're going to go. Oh, Glenda again.
Oh, okay. So TCEA, Texas Computer Education Association, has their annual event in the first week of February, as usual, in Austin at the Austin Convention Center. There are different ways to participate. You can do one day, you can do the whole conference. I will be honest, I usually just do the expo part, which is the whole ground floor is just ed tech vendors, and you can learn a lot about what's coming up in educational technology just by doing that. Great PD sessions. If you are interested in that, you need to register soon if you want to take advantage of that early bird rate.
Thank you. Next up, we have Beth.
Thank you, Olga. Just a couple of national conferences that I wanted to make sure that we mentioned. The National Career Pathways Network is a national organization, and they're bringing their national conference to Austin, February 26th through 28th. We've included the link for registration there. They have all the sessions up on the site now. Looks like a really good lineup of sessions. So you might share this with your career navigators or your career pathways staff and see if somebody wants to go. But that's a great opportunity right in our backyard. And then next is the COABE conference, which we've mentioned a couple of times, but we do want to make sure to remind you that the early bird registration ends next week. So it ends on the 15th. So if you want to save a little money, go ahead and register before the 15th. Again, that's going to be March 30th through April 2nd in Dallas. And also a reminder, if y'all haven't become TALE members, if you become a TALE member, that's our Texas Association, you automatically become a member of COABE. So that'll save a little money too. So we hope to see you there. Thanks, Olga.
Thank you, Beth. All right, we have another stopping point. So if you have any questions about any information that was covered so far, whether it was the DPDC information or any of the conferences that we shared information on, let us know and we'll be glad to either share the slide again or answer any questions.
What was the link for that COABE one? I didn't see the registration link in the chat.
We'll get that in there. Thank you for asking. I think there was also another question about the link for to become a member for AALPD. And we'll work on that one too. There it goes. All right. So we got that taken care of. All right. Any other questions? Great questions. Thank you for asking. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next section, which is, oh, is there a question? Do we have a link for the Career Pathways Conference? There it is. All right. Thank you. Great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next section, but do ask your questions in the chat. We have our staff ready and waiting to share links and information. So our next section that we're going to cover is our monthly webinar series, which is the Texas AAL Manager Monday, Teacher Tuesday, Workforce Wednesday, and Tech Intel. So let's get started with Wendy and Manager Monday.
Hi, everyone. So the next Manager Monday is January 27th from noon to 1. The title is Integrated Education and Training, Show Me the Guidance. The lead on this is Ann Savino from TWC. And this session will review AEL guidance for implementing the integrated education and training model that is allowable under Title II of WIOA. Join TWC AEL staff to review guidance, learn where to find information you need, and where to go to ask a question. Also learn what is meant by local flexibility and where to find the resources to jumpstart your IETs. So I recommend anybody that is learning about IETs and wants more information, this is a great session to join us and hear from TWC on this great topic. Next slide. So for upcoming sessions, if you were in the meeting last month, Anne was going to do the second part of her IET sessions in February, but we're moving her part 2 to March. So in March 17th, you'll have the second part of IETs. And then we're changing a topic for the February session, which will be February 10th. And I have a topic that on a presenter in line. I'm just working out a few details. So keep an eye out for listserv announcement. And then you can join us on February 10th. And then also in April on the 14th, TWC, Ann Savino again, will be doing a session on intensive services. So those are upcoming topics. They're not yet in the PD portal, but they will be soon. Next slide. And then I'm going to put in the chat. Oh, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate that. Here are the dates for all of 2025 for Manager Monday. So if you want to go ahead and mark your calendars as hold dates. And that is it for me. Thank you, Olga.
Thank you, Wendy. We'll go ahead and move to Teacher Tuesday with Krista Mosher.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. So glad you are here. This month's Teacher Tuesday is January 14th from 12 to 1, and our title is Real World Ready, Integrating Workplace Skills into Adult Learning. And our speaker is Irene Ramos, and the focus of this is going to be equipping adult education instructors with practical strategies to contextualize lesson plans and seamlessly integrate workplace preparation activities into any adult education class lesson plan. So you will learn how to align instruction with real-world tasks, helping learners build the academic and professional skills they need for success in both the workplace and their communities. So I'm really excited about this one. Irene is an excellent presenter. So please plan on being here on January 14th. Next Teacher Tuesday is going to be February 18th. We are moving that date 1 week. So just keep that in mind, and I will be sending out announcements when I have that topic nailed down. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. And I believe we put those dates, the upcoming dates, in the chat. All right, so let's move to Workforce Wednesday. So the next Workforce Wednesday is January 29th, where we have Kira Craig, and she's going to be talking about common barriers and challenges for ITPs seeking to re-enter a career. So as the United States gears up for a future where all growth is in working age population will stem from immigrants and their children, a striking contradiction looms. So nearly 2.4 million educated immigrants remain unemployed or underemployed on the fringe of the American workforce. So over 2 decades, Upwardly Global, which is the organization that Kira works for, they have been at the heart of this challenge, supporting nearly 10,000 immigrants, refugees, and asylees into professional level jobs that contribute over 50 million annually to local economies. So in this session, Upwardly Global, or Kira, is going to address the common challenges and barriers foreign-born job seekers face throughout the entire job search, and then best practices and resources for workforce organizations to prep ITPs in their pursuit for re-entering their careers. So additionally, she will share career advising tools and resources offered to workforce partners as they seek to expand capacity to serve more ITPs in their job search and re-employment journey. So join us on January 29th at 12:30 as we share about those common barriers and challenges for ITPs. So the next slide is just information on the 2025 Workforce Wednesday dates. And I had shared these previously. And one thing that I did want you to note is that the April session date has changed. So it was April 23rd, but we did move that to April 16th. So if you had already marked your calendar, just know that the April date has been adjusted. Okay, and next we have Anne-Marie Molnari with Tech and Tell. Anne-Marie?
Thank you so much, Olga. Welcome and Happy New Year, everyone. So we have got 2 exciting Tech and Tells coming up. So January 24th, 2025, from 11:30 to 12:30, we have Dr. Jennifer Hills that will be presenting on the topic of Miro. And Miro is a free option for Jamboard, which has now officially gone away. So let me share with you a little bit more about Miro. And Miro is an intuitive collaborative whiteboard tool designed to facilitate interactive learning, both in the classroom and for program-wide projects. The session will cover Miro's key components. Part 1 will cover Miro's key components, including its user-friendly interface, accessibility on various devices, and collaborative functions. Faculty and staff will learn strategies to integrate Miro into their work to enhance engagement, teamwork, and collaboration. And Dr. Jennifer Hills works for Dallas College as a professional development manager. So January is part 1, and I do want to make one correction hot off the presses. You can register for part 1 and for part 2. Registration is now in the PD portal. So let's go to the next slide, Olga. Thank you. And then in February, on February 14th, Dr. Jennifer Hills will be back for Miro Whiteboards Unite Us All Part 2. And Part 2 is going to be the application part of this 2-part series. So we're going to expand your knowledge of Miro and how it can make a positive impact on your program communication workflow or classroom instruction. And this will be an interactive hands-on session. Building on the foundational skills, participants will engage in collaborative exercises that highlight the tool's versatility and creativity. And so I do want to share that people ask if it's a part 1 and a part 2, do I have to attend both? No, it's not required, but it's highly encouraged. So again, part 1 is January 24th and part 2 is February 14th. Next slide. And here are the dates all the way through May. And we'll go ahead and we'll put these in the chat pod for you. And we do have March 7th, April 11th, and May 16th coming up. So we'll put those dates in the chat pod for you. And next slide. And then on behalf of the entire webinar team at TCAL, we want to thank you very much for reaching out to us with webinar ideas, or if you're interested in presenting yourself. And I know we've dropped emails in the chat pod. Thank you so much, Olga.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Thank you all for sharing all of our webinar series. And at this point, we're at another pause for questions. So if you have questions, please do type them in the chat about anything that was covered, any of the sessions. Do you need any additional information or for us to go back to a slide to cover? Let us know. There is one question. Are there any topics requested for Tech and Tel instruction workshops?
That's a great question, Ashley. Thank you. Yes, you can request topics. I'm always looking for topics. So that's a great question. We try to keep up to date on all the tools that we think, will be great for instruction and programs. So feel free to reach out to me. I hope that answers your question. Just let me know, give a thumbs up.
Great question.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Olga.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions as we continue? If you do, just type them in the chat and let us know. We're here to answer your questions and provide any information we can. So we're going to go ahead and move on to test announcements. And there are quite a few. So get ready. Let's start with the DRC informational webinar. So the DRC informational webinar, how to get started with TABE 1314 and TABE Class E, C, and D is an informational webinar. So what informational means is that you will not receive PD credit in terms of that you can claim as your professional development for the year, but you will attend and get some great information. We have Chastity Wright from DRC, and this session is Tuesday, January 14th from 10 to 11:30. So join us as our DRC representative as she provides a review of the changes for the TABE 1314 and the TABE Class E, C, and D. TABE 1314 will see new test items that will reduce the reading load of students and decrease the testing time. And TABE Class C and D will provide programs serving ESL students with revised test content alignment to the new NRS descriptors and the English Language Proficiency Standards, or the ELPS. Detailed changes and examples will be covered during the session, as well as resources that are available to ensure a smooth implementation with our new forms, or with DRC's new forms to say. All right, so join us on Tuesday, and registration is available in the PD portal. All right, the next session is our Texas Style TABE Class E online TOT. So this is a training of trainers. So if your program uses TABE Class E and you need a trainer that will be on staff, and I think that's really important to have a trainer that's on staff to be able to train anyone that comes in that needs to be trained at your program. So that would be Thursday, January 30th and Friday, January 31st. The session time is 9 to 4 on both days, so that's a total of 12 hours. And participants must attend both full days to be certified as a trainer. The location is in San Marcos, and more information is provided to the PD coordinator when the PD coordinator registers the participants. So PD coordinators, if you have someone in mind and you use TAPE Class E, register them for the session and you will get more information as to location. And there are emails, or there have been emails that went out already. Note that consortiums are limited to 4, the larger consortiums, and then the medium and small programs are limited to 2, because seating is limited. So again, registration for this is in the PD portal and available. Okay, we are also going to have, and I don't think the announcement for this has gone out, but it will. This is just a heads up that the Texas Style Tape 1314 TOT will be on Thursday, February 27th and Friday, February 28th. Again, this is 9 to 4, 12 hours, both days. Location is going to be in San Marcos, and the PD coordinator will need to register participants. So again, communication or an email has not gone out, but I do urge you, when you see emails come through on the listserv with training of trainers or testing information, please take some time to read it. It does contain a lot of information, but it is very important. So if you will, consortiums are limited to 4 and medium and small programs are limited to 2. And registration for this, I believe, is available in the PD portal. And more information can be found about this in the announcement as they come out. One of the things to remind your individuals that you select to attend the training of trainers is this means that they're going to be training others. So please let them know that this is, it's going to be, they are going to be the trainer for this testing instrument, right? And the next one is the Texas Style Tape 1314 and Tape Class E recertification webinars. So on this one, there are trainers that are currently certified to provide these trainings, and they have been notified about the recertification webinars via their email. So registration for this is available in the PD portal for those that are designated as trainers for the specific content. So individuals that receive the notification can go into the PD portal and register themselves for this session. Because I don't believe it's going to show up for anyone who is not currently in those 2 groups for the TAPE 1314 and the TAPE Class E. But I am notifying you as a PD coordinator so that if you know that you have trainers that are either Texas Style Tape or TAPE Class E and they need to recertify, then let them know that the information for these webinars is in the PD portal for them to register and attend. Because if they don't recertify, then they will not be able to continue being a trainer for 1314 and TAPE Class E, C, and D. But if you have any questions, please do contact me. And my email is here, and I believe it was placed in the chat earlier. All right, a little bit more. We have a little bit more information to go. So we are having a Texas Style CASAS TOT. And those dates are Thursday, March 27th and Friday, March 28th. And that's, again, is 12 hours, and the participants must attend both days. And this event will be in Dallas, Texas. So the PD coordinator, again, will need to register participants. Anyone who are going to deem as a trainer. And again, consortiums are limited to 4, medium and small programs are limited to 2, and seating is limited. So again, registration, I believe, is available in the PD portal, and if it is not, it will be available shortly.
And you got a question in the chat, Olga. Jennifer wants to know if they are certified for 1112, do they need to recertify for 1314 or
Yes,
go
that's
through
what-
the entire new certification?
Yes, that's what the recertification is for. We're taking all the 1112 people and we're recertifying them to be able to train on 1314. Okay, thank you for asking. That's a great question. So yes, if they're 1112 trainers, they'll need to recertify to be 1314. Thank you so much. Great question. All right, any other questions?
Not at this time. Oh, there's one.
Okay, and the CASAS training of trainer is in the portal. Thank you, Wayne. Okay, so we're holding for questions. I know that was quite a bit of information. And as I did mention, I think the TAPE Class E email went out this week for the recertification and the TOT, because that's coming up pretty quick at the end of the month. And the other announcements will be coming out closer to the end of January, towards February, because that is when we're having the TAPE 1314 recertification and TOT. All right, so I don't see any other questions coming through, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to PD portal announcements. And I think we have Vimpati.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Manikanta Ramakrishna Gautam Vempati, also known as G. I have a lot of announcements from PD portal today. The first one, let's move to the next slide. Active user audit. The PD portal team conducts an active user audit 2 times a year. As a part of this process, we will send PD coordinators a report of all active participants in the PD portal that are associated with their programs. We ask you to review the list and provide the feedback on participants who are no longer working with your program or are missing from your list. This process helps our team keep accounts current and ensure that there are enough open seats for the new staff members. So to know more about it, emails will be sent in February to each program with a report of your current active users. All you need to do is please review the directions in the email and return your feedback to pdportal@tmu.edu. And I also remind you all, encourage your staff members to log into the PD portal to stay active. Let's move to the next slide. We have a friendly reminder to you all to limit any frustration. Please remind your staff to visit tcall.tmu.edu/pd-portal for how-to videos and step-by-step instructions. This is a great resource for all new users and the PD port or to the PD portal. But also, if someone gets stuck during the training, if still have any questions, please email us. Our email ID is pdportal@tmu.edu. Let's move to the next slide. So if you need any after our help, we have DPDC to help us. We have their numbers and the website on the screen. Also, T-Call will be closed on Monday, January 20, 2025, and will be reopened on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025 at 8 a.m. PD Portal email and help desk phones will not be monitored during this time. The DPDC will be open to assist that. That's all from the PD Portal team. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much. And do y'all have any questions about any information that's been covered so far, or have you been holding questions? Now is the time. All right, so I don't see anything coming in. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go, let's go, as Krista says, to PD coordinator time.
All right, good afternoon again. I don't have a whole lot to talk about this time, so if you have any questions about your PD coordinator position and anything that's come up while you're trying to do your job or working with other people, or trying to find trainings and stuff like that, please put it in the chat pod or unmute yourself, and this is your time to ask questions. Just like last month, I just want to remind you that the PD plan follow-up will be due February 15th. Make sure you are working with your PD specialists. That is what we are here for, is anything that you need and support for your PD. And then the next one, next slide. Again, we need to know what you are planning for 2025. You need to be done with all PD by June 30th. So if you're looking at your PD plan and looking at your PD plan follow-up and saying, there's some things that we haven't gotten to yet, again, reach out to your PD specialist and and see what we can do to help you. We've got a lot of that IET stuff coming up, and other things that we can create for you and make sure that what you need is being planned and created. So does anybody have any questions or anything that they'd like to comment on, or anything that's on your mind? Wayne, where's the Jeopardy music?
Do, 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 do.
Good job. That's actually quite good. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything yet, so I guess we'll roll on Olga. And if you have anything that does come up, please feel free to email me at any time. And I will put that in the chat pod. Our next PD coordinator webinar will be February 13th. And then we have March 6th, April 10th, and May 8th. And somewhere, probably end of March, April, I will create the next list for next year's PD coordinator webinars. So there you go.
All right, thank you, Krista. I think the next to the last slide we have is again about the Distance Education Call Center.
What? Okay. Sorry, I didn't know I had another slide. Anyway, it's just a friendly reminder that we have a call center. Sorry, you threw me for a loop there. I think usually Rena does it and she's not here. So it's Ashley again. Anyhow, we just like to remind you that the Distance Education Call Center continues to be here to support you, and especially your teachers and students. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Love it if somebody drops our link in the chat for me. That would be great. So anything from distance education to online test support to virtual classes, assistance, or team, we have you covered. We are not tutors. I will repeat that again, not tutors. We are here for tech support. So nobody gets credit. We don't give hours. Nobody gets any sort of proxy hours. None of that happens. But if you or your program needs training on this, maybe you want your especially remote teachers take advantage of this, your distance learning teachers also, just anybody to take advantage of this amazing free resource that we offer, please reach out to your PD specialist and request a training. We offer 3-hour workshop. We'll come to your staff meetings virtually or in person. I've done both. We'll do any, I say 1.5 hour, but that's usually my perfect amount of time. But we'll do an hour as well, whatever you need, we will do. So all of them are pretty fun sessions. So just give us a call because we're here for you, and we want, to make the world a more digitally literate place. And that's what I get for not being prepared. So thank you.
Great job, Ashley. Thank you for sharing about the Distance Education Call Center. So as we move forward, we have one slide for I see a question. Is there a face-to-face training and online training available too, Ashley?
Yes, Nelda. I'll do whatever you want. Do I sound desperate? No, we'll offer either or both. I think we could probably even do it hybrid if we need. I think I did do it hybrid unintentionally one time. So yeah, we're pretty flexible. So, and we're also tech savvy that, we're very willing to work with whatever we got. All right, I think I'm done now. So yeah, any other questions, just drop them in the chat or call the call center, even better.
Thank you. All right, last minute questions. That was a great question, Nelda. Thank you for sharing that. All right, if you think of any questions, drop them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to transition to our thank you for joining us today. February 13th, 2025 is our next PD coordinator meeting. So join us and keep an eye out for the email about reminder. And also please note that this information, the recording and any information and links, as Beth Ponder mentioned, will be placed in the PD coordinator community practice. So you can refer to that at any time. So always remember that this information is in the community of practice. So thank you everyone for joining. Any last questions, let us know. We are here to provide that information for you.